Welcome back, it is Thursday, that means acting analysis for animators, and today I'm going to take a look at the movie A Simple Favor. Today's acting analysis for animators is all about props. I'm about to chant developers, and it's basically props, never mind. I got 4 clips, and it's all about props, and I love it. Let's get to it. And the first one is the main actress with the other main actress, and they're picking up their kids from school. And what I'm looking at is this. Now, you gotta be careful that you're not gonna be mean and abuse kids here, but there's something that cracked me up as she uses the backpack to pull up the kid and pull him forward. Because before in the scene before, he kind of refused to leave. Again, you want to be careful that it's not too mean, but there's something to be said about using a backpack to either force a person to go somewhere, or maybe to help, or maybe someone is standing behind it and lifting the backpack so then that the kid is happy and is almost, flying forwards. It could be something a bit more playful, but I thought this was an interesting way of also showing contrast, where this person is more helpful and this person does not quite care as much in terms of how they treat their kids. Second clip is this one, where she gets out of the car, has a box, and is trying to get the phone out of the pocket, and continues on. There are 2 things I want to talk about. Again, this is all about props. What I like about this is that adding this, the fact that she has to carry this like that, makes it more difficult for her to pick out the phone and talk with it. So to me, you could have a scene where you have audio and the person just holds the phone and that's your scene. But because she has to hold this, it adds an extra problem, an extra conflict, and it forces you to think about, well, how can I continue this scene? The audio is the same. It's not really heavy so that you feel and hear the strain in the voice, but what could I do to make this potentially more interesting? She has to re-grab this, and it's just a different way of going through the scene because of this. Also, when she is done with the conversation, what does she do? You can see how she disposes of the phone, and it's a funny little button at the end of how the scene ends. Let me keep talking until it happens, because it's gonna happen right about now. And I thought that was cute too. I like that thing of, well, if it's over, I don't have to really pick it up and put it in, and the box is already there with an opening, might as well let it drop, boop, into the box there, and then she continues on. Next up, we have this scene where she's trying to get into this company and the person at the front desk is not as helpful as she would like it to be. And this is a little bit of a confrontation there, but I like this. Again, she kind of observes her. It's an interesting thing about when do you blink, when do you not blink? And you can see it even here on something. She has some darts. It's not always a very fluid movement in eyes. I'm changing subject here, but interesting to see. This is a good version of no blinks. Why? Because she is very focused. She can't get in here. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. So you could do this whole scene potentially, I'm waiting somewhere, with the character standing, and it would be a classic waist up, someone standing, looking around, maybe doing the thing of looking at the watch or something, which actually comes later. And that could be one way. But now having this and a wall, check out what she's doing. She's trying to be all cool. This happens, right? She thought the wall is there, and she wants to be like, all right, I'm watching it. Whoa, this was not the right thing. Now, because there is a prop with a gap and the wall, this gives you the opportunity to do exactly this gag here. And even then, I like her reactions, like, oh God, what is this? Now she can move this back, she can take control of the situation, and you can see her look here. And yeah, look at that, there's a tiny eyebrow raise. Oh, just very subtle. But again, now I can lean back and now I'm watching you. And even then, it's still slightly awkward how she kind of plops back, which is all in character. But again, to me is, you can use this and the wall to show the initial awkwardness, and then you wonder, well, what is she going to do next if your shot is longer? And then you can show the problem-solving aspect, and you can still add a little extra thing of, again, that look through here, and potentially another little plop here, so that she's not completely in control and confident. And all of this is just because of props and sets. And final one is a funeral scene, where usually everybody is sad. It's a funeral. But what I'm going to take a look at is prop usage, and in this case, it's actually off screen. Look at what she is doing. Okay, ready? All right, now she is looking at her watch. So again, looking at a watch when someone is waiting is usually a kind of a cliche, overused thing to do. In this context though, I'm bored, I can't wait for this to be over, it's very disrespectful for someone who is not alive. And actually, I am seeing this on my left as I'm recording. I'm gonna bring this up a bit so you can see what I was drawing. So she is looking at her watch here. So having this, I'm gonna bring this back down. I don't know if that's confusing and distracting, but having a watch in this situation and looking at that prop tells us that she really doesn't care. It's borderline disrespectful. He also has no reaction really to this. I mean, she kind of looks at her, looks down, maybe a slight inhale, but it's not like he nudges her like, shh, don't do that. He could also smile because he would agree. So there's a lot you can do in terms of showing character what they feel just through a slight thing that is off screen. And if you've been following my channel, you know that I love gestures and that type of stuff that is off screen. It's just a performance that happens to be captured like this. Now you can argue, yeah, but wait, I need to see the watch because I want to make it super clear what she's doing. Yes, absolutely. Depending on the style, you might want to be a bit more overt, a bit more clear, but in live action, you can get away with subtle things like that. And why not? You could do this in your scene where it is mostly about her face and his face, maybe like their reactions, but the trigger is this, that she does that and it's slightly off screen. And why not? Maybe you want to challenge the audience into kind of guessing like, oh, what is she doing? Why did she just look at her watch? And make it almost a bit more scandalous. And then you got him and his props, and that's something else. That's an interesting hat there. There you go. So all about props. What can you do with them? You can show character, you can add more gags to it. I think props and sets are potentially there to elevate your shot, give you more ideas, make something more tragic, whatever your intention is in the scene. And again, I think sets and props can elevate your shot to that degree. Again, there are many examples where it's just a character in an empty scene, it's still awesome. I'm not saying you have to have a set, but I would like you to think about it because I think it does help. And in those scenes, I think it's very successful. And that's it. Short and sweet, but it's all about props in today's uploads. And if you watched the whole thing, as always, till the very end, this is a shorter one, but still, thank you for watching till the very end. And if you think that all of this makes sense and you feel like, oh, I want to put that into my shots, I do have a workshop. So if you want to sign up and I can apply all of this and we can talk together and elevate your shot to a next level, then you can sign up. Sign-ups are always open. Link in the description to all that good stuff. Like and subscribe, the usual thing at the end. And that's it from me, and I will see you tomorrow in the next F&A.